Hello everyone, this is Priyanka. Welcome to my channel Priyanka's IT School. Today, as per the request of many people, I will be directly discussing about page object model, right? So, what exactly page object model it is? Guys, it is one of the very important component of a framework design. You can say it is a core component of a framework design. So, when it comes to the framework, what exactly framework it is? Framework is set of assumptions, concept, practice, that need to follow. So basically it is a set of guidelines. And these guidelines consist some coding standard, some data handling standards, right? And even object repository treatment. So it is totally up to you where to follow these guidelines while automating your script. However, it is always beneficial to follow these guidelines, right, in your particular project, okay, in order to effective outcome, in order to produce effective outcome, I can say, and which help us definitely to improve your code reusability. Even it will help you to reduce script maintenance cost, guys. So framework designing is important, and again, whenever we start framework designing in that, this is a main component, right? Page object model. It is one of the design pattern. If anybody asks you what page object model it is, absolutely it is a core component of framework design, and it is one of the design pattern that we follow in Selenium, and that creates an object repository, guys, for storing all web elements. But there is a one more thing. Page object model, it is always, or it is also known as POM, POM. But there is confusion in POM and POM.xml. What is this? So let me tell you. This represent page object model, which is a design pattern, and that we follow while designing our pages, our test cases. But this pom.xml file, it is with respect to Maven project. When you create a Maven project, there is a very important configuration file is available, which is called project object model. So pom.xml file, it is completely project object model, and POM, this is nothing but page object model. And yes, page object model, which is a design pattern. So what design pattern it is? Guys, design pattern are used extensively when programming, and they are generally offer, you know, a reusable solution for known occurring problems. So every individual automation tester, has their own way of writing automation script to accomplish a task. However, when you collaborate with a team, when you work with an organization, you are bound to use some structure automation framework, guys, which implements design pattern. So absolutely, what design pattern it is? Design pattern introduce a set of best practices in your code. Usually it result more flexible and maintainable code. Absolutely, then design pattern are used to build again different parts of the framework. Typically, framework can contain several design patterns, but reverse it is not possible, even it is not true. So framework can be reused directly where design patterns are project specific. Try to understand whatever application you are testing, based on that you can apply and you can follow this design pattern. So absolutely, what is page object model? The page object model, it is one of the very popular design pattern that we use in Selenium, that creates an object repository for storing all the web element. And this will help you to reduce code duplication and even improve test maintenance time, right? Even improve, we can say, test case maintenance. It reduce maintenance cost, absolutely. And reusability also, you guys are able to increase. But how come it is possible? Here you can observe in the diagram. Whenever you design any test case without any page object model, absolutely in test case, we should have first identification part. So we need to identify our locators, web element locators, address of the web element. Based on that, we need to design our action methods. And again, in the same class, in traditional approach, in a same class, we design our test case too. So everything, if you maintain in the same class, there are a lot of limitations. Let's discuss the same. Consider, I'm working with one of the web application, and absolutely web application contains multiple web page. So currently I'm having multiple web pages with me. Consider page 1, 2, 3. For all three pages, let's talk about this is registration page, this is login page, and this is somewhere for e-commerce application, let's say add to cart page. Okay. Now, if I design everything like a traditional approach, if I design everything in a one single class, suppose this is my class. Inside a class, I have written a code for registration page, login page, and add to cart page. What is the problem with this approach? Guys, for readability of the code also it is tough. You are not able to read each and every because code will become huge and it is very difficult to read the code. Again, for maintainability also it is quite difficult. Tomorrow, if any change occur, let's say customer asks you something to change, maybe in the registration page, maybe in the login page, or maybe in this third page. Again, it is difficult to observe the script and make the changes whenever it is necessary. And even whenever you are making changes in one single class, that might be possibility. Because of one change, it will directly impact on other pages also. And for that reason, we should have a standard structure where this problem will not occur. So what is the concept of page object model? How exactly we can design or perform this or implement this in our automation framework? So whatever web pages you are having, for every web page, you should maintain two different classes. Page object model defines that instead of traditional approach where we are writing identification, action and test case in a one single class, with respect to page object model, now you need to do what? You are just going to prepare one page class. So page class is nothing but the same Java class and where you are going to write your web element. You are just going to locate that along with your methods which simply define some action, right? And then for every page you should maintain your test case also. That's another class. Inside a test case you guys are able to test that certain functionality, whatever functionality it is. So basically for every web page you are just going to maintain two separate classes. So what is the benefit of this? What is the benefit of this? Guys, tomorrow if any change occur in this particular page, you don't need to directly update anything in the test case. Test case remains stable. You can directly come to the page class, make the changes. Even for every web page, there is a separate page class. So tomorrow in any page, if change occur, with respect to that, page class, we guys are able to make the changes. And it will not have any impact on your test case. So it is a brilliant technique where we can implement page object model for a structure design, for a structure framework. So instead of writing everything in one class, it is a best practice to follow that we have one page class and we have one test case class. And this is how you can implement your page object model, right? So tomorrow if you are working with a complete application, absolutely whatever number of pages are there, implement separate pages and implement separate test cases. I will be showing you practically same approach, right? So page object model, it is design pattern and absolutely we use it to store object repository, right? To create our object repository which store, Selenium and all the web element through the Selenium. So absolutely guys, what are the advantages of page object model? You can see here, it make our code cleaner and easy to understand, right? You can easily maintain your code because every locator method are separately available in the one particular class, right? And even test cases are separately maintained. So it is easy to utilize, each step of scenario. You guys are able to view, edit the test cases whenever it is required. Even page object model approach makes framework programmer friendly and more durable and even comprehensive. Okay, it is very friendly framework when you have information and when you have this you know uh, complete structure of a page object model with you. Even the best part is tomorrow if any UI get change, we can easily implement, we can easily update and maintain our page object and with respect to all the test cases too with respect to that page class, correct? So absolutely reusability of the code object repository which is independent to the test case available, and this we can implement in a page object model. But now it is time to understand how many different approaches are there and which approach mostly we follow in real time. Guys, page object model you can design or you can implement in two different approach. The standard approach that we follow in real time, that's all about the page factory. But yes, you should be very first, you should understand the basic approach, right? That is using by locator technique. So by locator, what by it is? By it is a class, right? With the help of this class, we can identify certain locators. So I will be covering in practical two different approaches. Framework design, or let's say page object model using by locator, and page object model using page factory. But this is how you need to understand the need, why we need a page object model. So absolutely for simplification, for maintaining, we can say to improve the code reusability and to reduce script maintenance cost, we should have a page object model. So guys, in the next video, I will be talking about how exactly the implementation we guys are able to do. I will be explaining one project, and with that application, I will be covering this both approaches, how exactly you guys are able to implement page object model. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.